High Makers presents Nick Shirley exposes Minnesota fraud. Today we're going to discuss how there's this guy out here. He's going viral right now, and this should be addressed. Normally I don't get in white folk business. Normally, normally I don't get in white people business, but today it gotta be done because this particular Caucasian fellow is exposing other Caucasian fellows for committing fraud. And we're going to take a deeper look into everything. We're going to top up on everything. You already know how we do. We're going to jump around and we're going to jump around, jump up, but get down. But we really going to dive deep and see what has, if this has been going on at this level, then we're just gonna tackle it all. We're gonna dive into it. So I'm gonna let a few people get into the chat, let a few people get into the comment section. Everybody, how y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all healthy. I hope y'all wealthy. I hope y'all happy. I hope y'all rich. I hope y'all living y'all best life. I hope y'all are not letting people, what people think, influence how you move as a moral and principled being on the face of the planet Earth. I hope that you are rooted into the sacred femininity. I hope that you are rooted into divine masculinity. I hope that you have a balance in life. I hope and I pray that you guys reach a certain level of discipline that brings about a mastery. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, man, I pray that you guys, families, and your loved ones are forever protected and safe at all times. You know what I mean? So, about to get it in a little bit. I just wanted to let this 2 minute, this 3 minute little thing go by. Sipping on the alkaline. Sipping on the alkaline, right? Sipping on the alkaline. Sipping on the alkaline. I'm telling you, bro, it ain't it ain't that you don't drink enough water. It's that you don't drink enough alkaline, high pH content alkaline water. Man, I'm not even supposed to be giving you that secret. I'm not even supposed to be giving you that game. But I'm gonna let this thing go. As a matter of fact, not just letting this thing go. Shout out to the Dwayne McClain TV family. Shout out to the DMTV2 family. Shout out High Megas Channel family. Shout out to everybody that's out here and they grinding and they getting it. You grinding and you getting it, and you ain't letting nobody stop you from getting it, man. 2026 is the year of prosperity. 2027 is the year of abundance. 2028 is the year of calamity. I'm gonna keep on telling you. You know what I feel like? I feel like a witness. I feel like Great Mother about to do something upon this earth that is so descriptive that she needs to have somebody to come and tell y'all before it happens. She needs a prophet. This is why I'm a prophet. It's tatted on me, eternal prophet. It's tatted on me right here on my arms, eternal prophet. And it's like she needs a prophet to tell y'all. It's like announcing a chess move before you do it. It's like the warning before. I'm not going to say the destruction. It's going to be the destruction of the old world. It's going to be the destruction of the old way of thinking. It's going to be the destruction of the old way of interacting. It's going to be the destruction of the old way of eating, the old way of politics, media, education, business, military, medicine, banking, religion, the black market, and the stock market. Is about to get a complete 100% shift in reality. Those of us who are ready for the reality, we will make it to the next level. Make it to the next level of who? The rebuilders, and the renewers of the earth. Those of us who don't, we will be we will be spectators on the side, wondering what the F happened, wondering how did we get here? How did we get here? So speaking of how did we get here, let's ask ourselves, how did we get here with Nick Shirley? So it came across my desk. I'm scrolling through these internet streets, and it came across my desk that this guy named Nick Shirley. I went and looked him up on TikTok, and he has like 822,000 followers and over 40 million likes on his TikTok. He has YouTube. He has all of those different channels. And you know me, I'm always skeptical of something before I go do my research and prove it to be, substantial. And so how I came across him on Twitter, aka X, the one that Elon owns right now, right? And I came across this crazy documentary he's put together. There's this crazy documentary that he's put together. And this crazy documentary is exposing Minnesota daycare fraud, bro. It's so alarming. It makes you say, I wonder what the rest of these MFers are doing with our money, bro. What are the rest of these sickos doing with our money, bro? And listen, I'm nowhere near far a resident of Minnesota. But if this was to happen in a state where I was the resident of paying the taxes on and all of this good stuff, man, it completely changes. This completely changed the game. And I'm saying before we even get into this, Donald Trump and ICE, if you don't go raid this, if you don't go put that law down, and if you don't go lay it down and solve this on all across the board, I'm not talking about just no Minnesota, wherever this shit is located at. Wherever this stuff, we about to expose this stuff right now. And Trump, I'm letting you know right now, you better go vanilla ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. You better go vanilla ice, ice, baby. And you better go FBI, baby. And you better go motherfucking state troopers. There's a new sheriff in town, baby, on this in every state. In every state. Yeah, nah, it need to be a martial law. We need to call a martial law, and a martial law ain't on the streets. We need to call a martial law, and the martial law ain't on the streets. The martial law is all of these white collar criminals. Ooh. We gotta remove these white collar criminals who scamming us blue collar hardware. Why you think I'm wearing a blue collar? Because I come from the blue collar. I come from the blue collar, made it to the white collar, and I'm seeing I ain't do none of this stuff to come up. I ain't do all this jacking people and scamming people to come up. What's going on, bro? We living in a world today where everything you can't trust nothing in life because everything is a goddamn on scam now, bro. Everything is a goddamn scam now. You can't trust nothing in life anymore, bro. You have to do a thorough background check and a thorough research before you delve off into anything in life. Man, and the crazy thing about it, it's easy to do a quick www dot and do a research. It's easy to do some. It's easy to do to find a true electronic paper trail. You know what I'm saying? But we are so mystified and we are so stupefied and we are so we idolize these people so much that we don't realize what's really going on. Man, shout out to all the white people who exposing other white people for scamming black, white, Hispanic, and Asian people. I'll say it again. Shout out to all the white people who exposing all the other white people for scamming all of the black, Hispanic, Asians, and everybody and poor white people. Okay, because what we're about to expose right here with this guy, what I'm about to project to you guys, this guy already exposed it. First and foremost, shout out to Nick Shirley. I think Nick Shirley is a cold-blooded agent of Trump in the Doge administration. I think him and I think Elon and Trump picked Nick Shirley to bring this across my desk so I can magically stamp that shit and go pop, get him, ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Everybody from Somalia, if you ain't if you're from listen, this is what I'm calling for right here. If you are living in the United States of America and you don't have a social security card and you don't have your motherfucking state ID or a driver's license and you don't have your birth certificate and you don't have your green card or you don't have your citizenship card, you need to go. Bye. America, we need to heal ourselves, y'all. America, the world has raped us and pillaged us to we about to be a third world country if we don't live up there and really get down and dig down and get in these trenches and remove all of these parasites. Remove what cause can't listen, can we go to Somalia right now and scam and scam the Somalian government for $100 million? Okay? Okay? Huh? Think about this. Can we go? Can we? I'm Lil Wayne's alternate version. Remember, Lil Wayne's a Libra. I'm an Aries. When you put Libra and Aries together, you get libraries. So yeah, just like they had just like they had Lil Wayne that sold degeneracy to you. Now look at the alternate version of the universe, Lil Wayne, that's selling you health. See, everything has everything and everyone has a doppelganger. You just got to know how to spot it. But we need, if you are not born here with a birth certificate, social security number, state ID, or driver's license, or if you ain't got no green card, if you ain't got no citizenship, ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Why? Because we need that money, man. Hold up. America need that money. You know, man, we 30-something trillion dollars in debt, man. We need all that. We need all the monions. And we need the dividends of all of the fraud and all of the stuff y'all been stealing from us. We need y'all to recirculate that back into the people in the form of stimulus, in form of the Trump card. Trump put all the money we owed on the Trump card, make sure we get it in the mail, and make sure you let man create you a Trump card, put all of that money that was stole from us on the Trump card. We about to get into it though. It's crazy. The reason I'm talking about it because it's like, no, you'll never really see me do talk about stuff like this, but this is so crazy, it can't help but be talked about. And we're gonna find I won't see what Trump gonna do. Because I believe this guy is Trump's agent, exposing shit. Here we go. Look, let's get into what I seen, what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me find out where is that. Let me get it. Oh shit! Boom. Here we go. So let me pause it real quick. So once again, this guy's name is Nick Shirley. He has exposed. He's exposing what he do. That's what he does. He goes around and exposes fraud. First and foremost, go on his TikTok, go on his YouTube, go on his Instagram pages, go on his social medias, and you'll see receipt after receipt of him going in the streets exposing fraud. Exposing what kind of fraud? Illegal immigrant fraud. Exposing illegal immigrant fraud. He do a lot of exposing illegal immigrant fraud, and he does a lot of showing how the blue side of the field is really mental illness. So we about to get into this first. We about to get into this. Check this shit out, bro.
The money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? Were any kids?
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somaliland fraud.
So the largest scam in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota as Somalian immigrants, because Somalian immigrants got a whole bunch of shell corporate daycare centers that are completely 100% fraudulent. And they've scammed over $18 billion. Let's watch it up.
Businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP.
So much fraud, it can replace the entire GDP of Somalia. Look at this here. Estimated stolen. Hold on, let me get my pointer. You know I got to get my pointer now. You know I got to get my pointer. Estimated stolen by scammers, 9 billion, right? Somali GDP is 12 billion. That's 3 billion under the Somali GDP. That's estimated. No, they got different estimates that says more than 9. It's 18 billion. Let's go.
Of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses.
Wait a minute. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government. So it ain't just no niggas coming from Somalia and trying to fraud the American people. No, it's the American people's own local governments, federal, state agencies. that are frauding the American people. The biggest enemy of America is America. America scams and frauds its people so much we done got used to it and we don't even know what to do about it. So much so that other people from other countries come over here and all the money that is owed to us hardworking Americans that's here, guess who get it? People who don't even know you, people who don't even speak your language, people who don't even like you, people who are literally 100% solely there to run the scam for the government. And the government takes that money and uses that money to what? To do what? What did the government? Why are they doing that scam? Can anybody tell me why would the Minnesota government be giving Somalia all this money, or giving Somalians all this money for scamming for fake daycare centers? We're gonna get into that. Let's go.
welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia, like the Al Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation.
First and foremost, this is not incompetent government leaders. These are complete 100% government criminals, and they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, thrown in jail, given jail time, and ice baby, vanilla ice baby, and that goddamn song needs to be playing. Look at Ice, y'all need to be pulling up on the block, doom 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 in the Hummer, doom 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 doom. I support deportation of all illegal immigrants. Let's keep a spade a spade. We here at the Church of the Great Grand Holy Mother of All Divine support all illegal immigration. Why? Because this land belongs to us. How dare you invite those from out of different countries to come in and ravage our pie? See, this is what had happened. See, this is what had happened with that administration that came before this one. You feel me? They had let them all in. Let them all in to listen. If Kamala would have gotten picked, guess what would have happened? That Somali, that shit that's happened in Minnesota would have happened in damn near every state. That shit that happened in Minnesota would have happened in damn near every state. We'll be up the creek without a paddle. Boom, hold up.
Now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this?
Look, his name is David, like Star of David. His name is Nick, like good old Saint Nick. Saint Nick and David is going. Saint Nick and David is going around exposing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1 million fraud in Minnesota. What's going on in the land of the Vikings? What's going on in the land of the Vikings where they got the biggest fraud in American history going down? And why isn't the federal government completely raiding these centers? The federal government, if you don't prosecute this in every state, if you don't get this shit popping off in every state, man, I guarantee you, man, you're not gonna be able to handle what's coming next. You're not gonna be able to handle what's coming next. But let's keep going, bro. This is just a little bit of the scam. Look, don't even talk about the gambling scam when y'all go and buy y'all lottery tickets. Don't talk about that. You don't want to talk about that. Oh my goodness. Don't talk about the sports scams. Don't talk about the music industry scams. Don't talk about the social media scams. Don't talk about the actual in the street scams. America itself is one big ginormous scam. America itself is one big ginormous scam. As soon as they made it off the gold standard and they took the gold standard off, America became the biggest scam in the world. Do you have a high school diploma? Do I have a high school diploma? What if I did or didn't have a high school diploma? What's it to you, Eddie Brain Dead? Because you will never see me brag about the miseducation that Caucasians gave me in public school. You will never see me brag about the John D. Rockefeller and the Rockefeller family education that they indoctrinated my whole race in school with. They indoctrinated my whole race with. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I had to go out and learn that shit and realize black people created everything and it was stolen from all of the other different light-skinned races on the face of the planet. And so therefore, as a melanin man, I am going around in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine, in the name of the sacred feminine goddess frequency, and I'm taking back all that was stolen from her at all costs. The good gotta suffer for the bad from this one. Why? Because for some reason, y'all let P3DO files run y'all country. And now that real manhood, real masculinity, real sacred feminine magic through masculine vehicle is here to reclaim what was stolen from the great grand holy mother. Man, if every school in America that's teaching this horrible curriculum, American schools don't teach you nothing about how to invest your money. American schools don't teach you how to open businesses. But the whole America is a business. But school don't teach you how to open a business, but the whole America is a business. Crazy. Look, American school only teaches you how to be more of a slave, believing in what your oppressor, literally, you think you think the Rockefellers are your friends? You think the Rockefellers are your friends? You think the Rothschilds are your friends? You think the Warburgs are your friends? You think the Habsburgs are your friends? You think the Illuminati and all of these you think they're your friends, people? Was with you until you call God feminine. Well, it don't matter. Your name is brain dead. Why would I ever why would I ever care about what somebody who calls themselves brain dead think of me? Think about it. Everything is in a name. We already know that you being brain dead lets us know that you can't comprehend higher spiritual knowledge. If you can't comprehend higher spiritual knowledge, you don't even have no business tuning into me. If you can't comprehend higher spiritual knowledge and data, metaphysical data, if you can't comprehend metaphysical data at a high level, you don't even need to be looking at me. You don't even need to be in this conversation. You feel me? You don't even, because we don't be, let's get into it. We know that God, we know that the great grand holy mother of all divine is not a God. We know that the great grand holy mother of all divine is the source of all gods. We know that the great grand holy mother of all divine is the source of all goddesses. And we know that the great grand holy mother in physical form, in physical flesh form, is the black woman. And from the black woman comes all other different variants of species of what we like to consider Homo sapiens sapien. Okay, and then from those variants of women, guess what? Comes the mutation of those women, and the mutation of those women are called what? Men, or in proper term, males. So you have the O, which is the great grand holy motherboard of the matrix, the O. And then you have the representation of the O, which is who? The X, the black woman, is the representation of the source mother universe. Now we got ox. Uh-oh, now you know why they got you eating oxtail. Shh. Now you know why you got to pay attention to the year of the ox. Shh. But then there's a mutation of the O and the X, and that mutation became a reflection. That mutation became the order. That mutation became the actual champion of the OX, and that's called what? The Y. Oxy. Don't you breathe oxygens? Don't you breathe in oxygens? Y'all better watch out for them Roxys. See, they lower your oxy. Roxy's lower your oxy. See, why you think it's called oxycodone and oxycontin and oxytocin? OXY. We know that the source motherboard is the source. We know that her representative is the black woman, and we know that the mutation and reflection of the black woman is who? The black man. So understand, and from the black woman and the black man, every variant of every race that you see on the face of the planet come from their genes. This is scientifically proven. This is not nobody speaking conjecture. You feel me? To each their own. Whoever you praise, that's who you praise. Whoever you praise, that's who you praise. You know who I praise? See? Because your God got to answer to her. See, Abba Yama, guess what? Got to answer to the great grand holy Mada, the great black mama. Yeah, think about it. We need oxygen to breathe. Remember, gene and gin is a what? Come on, y'all gotta understand what a gin is. But y'all don't understand that angels, demons, dragons, jinns, gnomes, fairies, and all of the likes and such run your world. But we're not going into that. We're not going way into that space. We're gonna just keep it right here with Nick. So shout out to all the white people who exposing other white people who committing fraud on the community. Okay. Shout out to everybody who exposing fraud. Shout out to all the black people who exposing other black people for committing fraud on the community. Can you tell me about Tiamat? That is all variant names of the great grand holy mother of all divine. Or we would like to call them daughters. Those are all daughters. Tiamat is the great mother's daughter. Lilith is the great mother's daughter. Sophia is the great mother's daughter. Don't forget to double click the screen. Double click that screen. Don't forget to double click the screen. Oh, double click the screen. Let me see. Let me see. Is it me? Oh no, okay. I don't gotta double click the screen. It's cool. Boom. All right. So you feel me? Tiamat, Lilith, Sophia are all different versions and plagiarisms of the great grand holy mother. Y'all want to see? Hold on, man. See, because we talking about Nick exposing the fraud. So let's talk about the frauds of. Let's talk about the fraudulent religions stealing from the goddess principle. Let's talk about the fraudulent male religions of the earth who steal and have stolen from the goddess principle. Let me go find something in this Great Black Mama creation book on you real quick. Okay, let's go right quick. Let's go right quick since y'all won't go there. Since y'all won't go there in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine. Understand this. All continents, on all continents, the supreme being was originally worshipped as the great black mama goddess. Human society first coalesced around the figure of the mother, and it was black women, the mothers of humanity and true authors of civilization, who founded the original cosmology technology from which the world religions and sciences developed. This cosmology was called star science, the mother of all sciences, and it was global. It produced the Great Pyramid, Stonehenge, and innumerable other megalithic, huge stone structures around the world, surviving to this day, all built to honor the creation's great black mama. Although history books are not to tell you this, the world's present day religions, mathematical sciences, astrology, astronomy, horology, chemistry, and computer science are but dilutions, fragmentations, distortions for corruption of the original black mother science. See? From time immemorial, until the albino man usurped black civilization, the primordial supreme being was worshipped all over the world as the creatress, not the creator. So first and foremost, you got to get your ranking, and you got to get your ranking in your father in order. It's OXY for a reason, oxy for a reason. There's a hierarchy for a reason. Remember, hierarchy. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get you some more. Let me get you some more. All right, here you go. And Mama God is black, the original great black, the deep. Okay, boom. No, Genesis isn't mythology. Genesis is plagiarism. I know that's an alarming word for you guys to hear, but Genesis is plagiarism. Adam and Eve is a plagiarized story. It's an allegorical plagiarized story. So if you believe that Adam and Eve was actually real people in a garden eating fruit and got kicked out for eating an apple, you're stupid. Now, she is black, not because of the dark phase of the moon, not because of the fertility principle of the earth, not because of the darkness of the night. Mama God is black because she is the blackness. Being the source and the core of the cosmos, black is the color of the source, echoed as the black melanin centers of the cells of all living things, and the black pupil of all eyes. Everybody go look in your eyes right now. Go look in your eyes right now. You're going to see a black pupil. That is the great grand holy mother. Any questions? You can't duck her. I don't care if your eyes blue. I don't care if your eyes green. I don't care if your eyes, whatever color they are. When you go and look into your eyes, you will see a black hole in your eye. Welcome to the world of the great grand holy mother. Okay, here we go. Eyes only black contains all, look, you ready? Eyes only black contains all colors. Only a black mama can give birth to beings and humans of all hues. Meaning a black woman can have a white baby, but a white woman can't have a black baby unless she has a black man. But a black woman can and a black man can get together and make a white baby. A white baby. Mama God is black for the same reason, uh, that melanin people, the parents of humanity, are black. Hues, you ready? Hue is the ancient name of the creation black source. Hue. Hue is the creative name, the creation's name of the creative black source. Okay, here we go. Melanin, like nappy hair, presses profound principles of her creation, the Yoniverse. Thus, black melanin is found as the vital element in the human nervous system. Wow. In the human nervous system and brain, the sheath of the ovum and the sperm, in the soil, plants, animals, barks of trees, seeds of plants, everywhere throughout the entire cosmos. Only black, with its full rich self, contains all and can birth all things. The rich fullness of the universe. Truly, there is no lack. There is no lack in black. The great mama is the great black, the original great black that gave birth to the light, the loving light of life, personified as the Great Pyramid with its jet black capstone and polished white limestone casing, which gloriously reflected the light of her son. The Great Pyramid. And who was her son? Ra. Come on down, man. You did. You ready? Here we go. The Great Black Pyramid, a monument whose many original names include Kuti or Cutie. Remember, this is where you get cutie from. It's the Great Black, that's the Great Pyramid. The true source of the very word God itself. So cutie is literally the true source of the very word God itself. And niggas don't even know that. Here we go. The black stone enshrined in the Kaaba of Mecca was originally a symbol of the great black goddess. I'll repeat it again for you Muslims. The black stone enshrined in the Kaaba at Mecca was originally a symbol of the great black goddess called Kore or Kor. In pre-Islamic Arabia, their version of the jet black virgin goddess, Kar. This is why we ride around in cars. Heart, soul of the black Mother Earth. The patriarchal Islamic men might have a fit if they found out the truth. So you Islamic men, you'll have a fit if you found out the truth that every time you go to the Kaaba in Mecca, that black cube that y'all think is Saturn is actually a plagiarism of the great grand holy mother. Boo, 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 boo. Shh, no secrets being revealed right now. This is public knowledge. Or maybe they know, but they are just in denial. The great black is Dalmanuta, a word so powerful it is mentioned one time only in the Bible, in Mark 8 and 10. We about to go to Mark 8 and 10. Wait a minute, Nick. Wait a minute, Nick. We gotta do our research. Mark 8 and 10. We going to Mark 8 and 10 right now, bro. Bible Gateway, Mark 8 and 10. Here we go on our search. She's sending us on a search. Here we go. Boom. Let's go to the Bible Gateway, Bob. All right. Boom. Here you go, right here, y'all. He got into the boat. Here you go, verse 10. He got into the boat with his disciples and went to the region of Dalmanutha. Who is the region of Dal? This is Christ. Christ got into the boat with his disciples and went to the region of Dalmanutha. Who is Dalmanutha? The great grand holy mother of all divine. All praise be to the great grand holy mother of all divine. Even Christ had to go see about that. Even Christ had to go see about that. See, let's get it, bro. Okay. Um. Oh, and by the way, Dalmanutha is the black abyss of creation, the black hole, the black source, the womb of the abyss, the hu abyss of all beginning, the primordial abyss that gave birth to the cosmos, the place of the waters, the utter blackness before there was light, the deep in Genesis 1 and 2, a secret dark. Ooh, I'm talking a secret deep that nobody can fathom, which sends our light into the dark. The words deep and depth are apparently from the Egyptian tep and tept. Egyptian tept, the abyss, the source, the well, the hole from whence the water issues. Tep or tep is also an Egyptian name for the old first great mother as a figure of the source. I'll repeat it again. Tept or Tept is also an Egyptian name for the old first great mother as a figure of source. I'm not, man, go get the book, Great Black Mama of Creation. Speaking of which, go get the book, Black Cube Codex, because Nick is exposing people, but Chakra Dr. been exposing people. Saturn exposed. I exposed Saturn. Y'all exposing some motherfucking fraud. Let's expose the ultimate fraud and who they worship. The ultimate fraud and who they worship is Saturn. I ain't afraid to say it. I hope you're not afraid to say it. Just like Nick isn't afraid to blow the roof off the lid of these fraud corporations.
Inside Minnesota.
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's
This man this white man is getting on here and telling you it is far worse than anybody can imagine. When somebody tell you that things are far worse than anybody can ever imagine, it's best you take heed. Let's keep going, Nick.
to 10 billion and maybe more. And now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud. And I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day. And all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children every time I went by there.
So, and this is dear to my heart because contrary to y'all knowledge, a lot of y'all don't know. Back in my day, Chakra Doctor used to run a daycare center. I'm one of the only men that I've ever met in life that actually successfully ran a daycare center. 10 kids, people used to bring their kids to my daycare center. For real, for real. And I know for a fact that the government pays you per child at the daycare center. Thousands of dollars per child at the daycare center. Or hundreds of dollars per child at the daycare center. So if you on record got 80 children at your daycare center, I'm just gonna do the numbers. I'm just gonna do about the numbers of when I used to have a daycare center and how much money I used to get paid for the 10 children at my daycare center. The 10 children at my daycare center used to bring me about $8,000 a month. The 10 children at my daycare center used to bring me about $8,000 a month. Now time that times 80. So 10 children at $8,000, 80 children. You're right. Now you're getting into almost $1 million per month. Saying God, oh man, get him out of here. Nah, man, get him out of here, bro. You a hater at this point. I don't need to argue with you at this point. Ban him out of here. Ban him out of here. We don't need no interference in what this is. You come and talk about Jesus trying to throw me off the fucking subject. No, Jesus, come save these motherfucking children, expose and get rid of these daycare centers. That's what you do, Jesus. You're up there in heaven kicking it with Moses and them. Well, come your bitch ass on down here and expose all this fraud that's going on in these daycare centers. Wait a minute. Hip hop Jesus. The hip hop Jesus is doing it. See, the hip hop Jesus is doing it. So you ain't gotta worry about Jesus doing it because the hip hop Jesus is doing it. Hi, everybody. I'm the hip hop Jesus. And I'm who Jesus would have been if Jesus would have listened to rap music. If Jesus would listen to rap music, that's me. If Jesus listened to A Boogie with the Hoodie, that's me right there. You feel what I'm saying? So these people, and it's like this across all of the whole Minnesota. This I don't know if it's see, listen, this is making me think. It's making me think you got these kids on record and you snatch these kids, and now these kids that you snatch, you're actually getting paid for. Because how are you? Ours is a complete 100% scam. Let's find out.
There. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there.
So wait a minute. Not only are these fake daycares funneling real dollars from the American government, but they're doing it through illegal immigrants. They're doing it through illegal immigration. So you're trying to tell me illegal immigrants get more bread than y'all, and y'all from here? Man, y'all crazy. We are crazy. Are they trafficking also? It sounds like a trafficking scheme. It sounds like at the hard core of it, it's some trafficking going on too. Wait a minute, let's go.
Transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well,
Drivers, no passengers?
transportation, what are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali owned.
Wait a minute. 1,000 daycare centers. 1,020 to be exact. We got to rewind that. 1,020 to be exact. And that boy said 800 and something of them are Somali owned. How do the Somalians own all of this American pie? And I guarantee you most of them are illegal because they can't even speak no English. And how the fuck you gonna be able to get a citizenship if you don't know how to take the citizenship test and read English? This is what I'm saying, bro. It's a big old Ponzi scheme that's falling around. Look, and we're doing this digging. We're doing this. Remember, the internet is undefeated. We're gonna do the digging. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. But understand, they got daycare transportation centers with no kids, nothing going on. What are they doing? They really trafficking them people, bro. Sounds like an underground network of drug running, gun running, children running. Man, they probably doing all kind of running. They doing every kind of run they doing everything except taking care of the kids at the daycare. Let's go, y'all.
Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they
You
did.
know why? Because they in on it. You know why? Oh, it said rewind it, please. My bad. And let me rewind it real quick. We're gonna go back 1 minute, 2 minutes, boom.
That's where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Boom, here you go, right here.
Is underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia, like the Al Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers.
KCGB.
And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
Man, shout out to Nick, man.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more. And now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud. And I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day. And all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I
So
said,
boom. Yeah, it's a child. Now that I'm listening to it again, it's a trafficking. It's my personal belief that the thing that Nick Shirley is exposing is an actual human child trafficking ring. Because number one, they got the storefront for the kids. So whenever they bring in a kid in there, nobody will ever think the otherwise. Nobody will ever think the otherwise, right? Nobody will ever think that that kid that's going into that daycare center is actually being trafficked. Nobody will ever think the otherwise. And then nobody will ever think the otherwise that these kids that are on this transportation van are actually being trafficked because they bought the two things that are perfect camouflage for trafficking the little ones. They got a daycare center and they got transportation vans. And they got over 800 and something of them. Watch this here. Let's go. Yeah, it's a ring. It's a ring. We're literally busting a ring. Nick Shirley, you busting them. Nick Shirley is just pointing us to it. See, the magic gonna do the rest. The magic gonna get him gone though.
well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali owned.
Woo!
Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided.
Because they in
All
on
they
it.
did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is Matt.
The areas that he has numbers on is mostly related to child care. Why? Because child care has to be public record when you messing with these people, children. When you taking care of these people, children, this shit got to be publicly documented, and you're highly scrutinized. I had to go through a whole man. Listen, I had to go and think about this. I have a past record. So I have a past record of run-ins with the law. So I had to go through triple, quadruple time of the drilling of the oil of the truth and getting down to make sure that you're not somebody who is a harmer of the little ones. You understand what I'm saying? So this guy, right? This is. I'm telling you, they show you this all the time in the movies. The bad guys get comfortable doing what they do, and then that one person that's gonna do the research, that one person that's gonna go and connect them dots, that one person that's gonna go put it all together, and then next thing you know they connect with, and then next thing you know they click up with Wooty Woo, this journalist that always telling truth to power, right? And got the info and doing all of this other shit, right? They always showing you this in the movies, bro. Movies imitate real life. And real life imitate the movies because they got a lot of motherfuckers trying to live their life like the movies when that's not realistic. The movies don't show you the part where it really just get unmovie like. It's completely life is completely monotonous and boring, and you gotta be able to do that in order to make it to success. But let's go, man. Shout out to David, man.
It's a fraud.
I'm calling him. I'm calling him the Star David, bro. We're going biblical on this one. I'm calling this guy right here the Star of David. And I'm calling him Saint Nick. Saint Nick and David. Saint Nick and if you go look at his pages, go look at Nick's pages, and you'll see why I say that Nick is actually just working for the Trump administration. This is just my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is for conjecture only, right? Allegedly, maybe, rumor, whatever you want to call it. This guy is an agent of the Trump administration, going and seeking out all of the fraud, showing the fraud to the American people so that people like me can take that information and spread it, and it goes like wildfire. And we all are a network of right now. That's what I'm telling you. When the world crumbles, the only thing that's one of the only things that's going to survive is the internet. We're gonna all be able to still create the new world because we're all gonna be able to have free phone. Everybody phone service is gonna be free when it all hits the fan. I'm telling you, that's the only thing that's not gonna fail, and that's how we're gonna literally be able to keep everything going, keep everything moving, and keep everything going into the next level of sustainability. But let's go, man. Let's go, man. Nick, the star of David and Old Saint Nick, around this Christmas time, around this winter solstice time, is exposing the Minnesota fraud, bro. This is crazy.
That is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a child care not far from here in Minneapolis that has two child cares listed at the same address. And together they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever. And I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians.
See what I'm saying? 120 children unaccounted for. Are these ghost children that they are manipulating the system to get the money to? I think it's traffic. I think they traffic. I think they got some big trafficking going on in Somalia. I think Somalia is the funnel where these rich, whatever you want to call them, whatever you want, these complete 100% disregard for life type people. I can't even call them people, bro, because people can't survive on a diet of the little ones. You know what I mean? But I feel like that, not feel like, but through the evidence that's being presented through my own research outside of this video and through watching this video with y'all again, Somalia, they probably got a lot of little, that stuff they be showing you on the movie, auctions, parties, the stuff that they show you on the movie Taken. You remember that stuff they on Taken 1, 2, and 3, what they was doing. That whole movie is about wealthy individuals using their sick-minded, twisted, ways of thinking and manipulating that way of thinking into people's lives through the use of money and coercions and taking people, like completely just kidnapping people, basically. You know what I mean? And they showed you on that movie Taken. They made version 1, 2, and 3. And the movie starts on Taken. It shows you how they tricked these American girls. They trick these American people. They trick these Americans into going and do certain things overseas. And if you're gullible enough, if you ain't street smart enough, if you ain't got enough connection, or if you ain't got enough motherfucking emotional intelligence, they gonna get you. They gonna get you. What it do, what it does, what it is, what it was, Motown, you already know we in the building. They gonna get you. So yeah, man. And they show you every matter of fact, if you want to be technical, we can, man, let's how many movies? We're about to ask chat. How many movie plots? How many Hollywood movie plots have you know have trafficking, child trafficking in it? It's a whole bunch, bro. It's a whole bunch. It's a smorgasbord galore. List. How many Hollywood movie plots have the theme of female or children being kidnapped? Let's see what he talk about. Oh shit, hold up. It ain't showing. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Technical difficulty. We're gonna mirror it back. We're gonna mirror it back. Boom. All right. Boom. So there isn't a single official database that tags every Hollywood movie by female or child kidnapping, but based on film industry cataloging, IMDb keyword data, TV tropes, and genre studies, the number is very large. The number is very large, easily hundreds and arguably over 1,000. So Listen, this is how these individuals operate. Now, what are these individuals' ethnicities? What are these individuals' races? It's multicultural. It isn't racist like you think it is. Racism is only for poor people. The real true, because at the highest levels of intellect, at the highest levels of moving and shaking, racism don't really exist. Racism exists for those who let it exist. And I'm talking to myself while I'm talking to you right now for that. Because a lot of us can get triggered by racist things, but we don't understand that there's a programming in this matrix that you got to break free of in order for you to succeed and receive the abundance of life. And if you getting distracted by racism, if you getting distracted by hatred, if you getting distracted by doubt and people doing this and people doing that, then you're not going to activate your internal abundance. And your internal abundance is that ever flow connection with the universe, the cosmos, that's going to keep that money coming, that's going to keep that joy coming, that's going to keep these proper connections and the proper people and the proper like minds aligning and the proper coincidences and the proper understandings and the proper knowledges and wisdoms that you encounter through the proper information and data that you, this shit is one big old ginormous game, bro. And you gotta play it and stop complaining about it. You gotta play this game and stop worrying about the game. You gotta play this game and stop fearing this game. You gotta play this game and stop being angry at this game. You gotta play this game and understand that everything that you do in your life is a part of the gaming sequence, but you don't even see life as a game yet. You see things as this is real. This is real. You don't see this shit as I'm an avatar and my higher self is playing me as a gaming module right now. My higher self is playing my lower self. Literally. I show this and I tell this to people all the time, but we're not going to get that far off. We're going to show you that estimated scale. Major Hollywood films, theatrical releases, kidnapping of women or children as a central plot, 300 to 500 plus films. Right? 300 to 500 plus films include the plot of being the kidnapping of women and children, and they make millions of dollars while you enjoy it as entertainment. And they're showing you this is what we do, y'all. And then we make a movie about it and then make some more money off y'all. We are the stupidest people. Let me refrain from that word because that word is, we are the most sleep people on earth. There is nobody on earth more sleep than the American. Even though we got all of this and that and that and this and we this and we that, we're the most sleep people on the face of the planet because we know what's going on, we see what's going on, we talk about it, make movies, and we just let it happen. Man, I'm about to they about to really make Great Mother do some stuff that they ain't gonna like, bro. They about to really, man, listen, bro. Including crime thrillers, action films, horror movies, psychological thrillers, drama. Look at these are all programming our mind. Crime thrillers. We getting a thrill out of crime now. Action films. Oh, the action, if it ain't got no bang, 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 boom, 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 Smith and Wessons in it, then it ain't no action. Nigga can't go make up some juice, activate their chakras, and do some time traveling. Oh no, they can't do that. They gotta be shoot them up and bang, bang for the action. Horror movie. It got to be some horror that they're giving you. Psychological mind mess, right? Look at this. Dramas. It's all got to be based. Remember, MK Ultra is drama and trauma-based mind control programming. I'm going to do a whole live on it. We ain't going to even talk about that. I'm going to do a whole live on it. The name of the live is going to be called MK Ultra. Period. War films. And I'm going to show you, because, man, this shit crazy with the war. Why do you think they're always showing you these war films? Why do you think they're showing you these war films? Those that are her, I don't know what that means. I guess there are black archons, two black grays, black. Well, remember, all comes from black. The black archons, the black grays, the black draconians, It's called the black nobility. You know what? It's the perfect way to describe the evil coalition. Although I can't even say that word. I don't even like that word evil. Scratch that word. Right? This is the perfect way to name the obsolete coalition. Right? The people that you consider the bad guys. If you go and watch Power right now, Force with Tommy, they got this coalition going on, right? And the coalition is all of these different gang factions that are run by that are sourced the dope by these different cartels. And that's why the cartels got to get removed out of existence. Why? Because they're the ones that are hired by the CIA to flood the streets with the dope. Because the CIA can't put their hands on it because the CIA will lose the CIA if we found out that the CIA was running drugs. Shh, be quiet. I didn't say that. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just playing. All right. Now, understand that on Power Force, all of these gangs are factioned and they're together and they're calling it the coalition, right? And that's the best way you can describe the black nobility. That's the best. So if you want to go on the hierarchy, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go down the hierarchy and show you what is going on. All right. So at the top of the pyramid, you want to start from the top or the bottom. We'll put it in the chat. Where y'all want to start? From the top of the evil pyramid or the bottom? Where y'all want to go? And we only naming the important ones. We're not naming the subsections. We only naming the motherfucking it factors. We're only naming the it factors of the evil hierarchy. Okay, it's all a game, man. Y'all gotta just beat the game. We're gonna start from the bottom. At the bottom is the Freemasons. At the bottom is the Freemasons and all of your freighters and sorters, nigga. That's the bottom. That's the foundation. That's the root, nigga. That's the why? Because that's the Greeks. Why are the Greeks so important? Because the Greeks directly learned from the Egyptians. Why is that so important? Because the Egyptians directly learned from the Atlanteans. Where is Atlantis? Hi. You're living in Atlantis right now. There was one point in time where this whole was why you think Atlanta got the game. See? Y'all gotta understand what's going on, and you'll be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So now, boom, that's the bottom. Who do the Freemasons and the Sorors and Freighters report to? Can anybody guess? Who's above the Freemasons, the Sorors, and the Freighters? Who do they report to? Who do the Freemasons, the Sorors, and the Freighters report to, bro? If y'all own this motherfucking knowledge shit and y'all know what's going on in these upper echelon, we so fucking high, upper echelon. Bitch, I ain't even high, bitch. I'm in high Vegas. We so fucking high, upper echelon. Let's get it. Can anybody name who is above the Freemasons and the secret societies and the Sorors and Freighters? I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds to let it catch up with itself. Because it's real easy when you do your own research. I mean, when you do your research, I'm telling you, can't nobody tell you nothing when you do your own research. Remember, and I'm sworn in it, born in it, and self-initiated. Born in it, sworn in it, self-initiated. What are you talking about? I'm true through and through the anomaly. I am the true blue anomaly. Somebody said Black Royals. The proper name for them are called the Moors. Those Black Royals you're speaking of, Regina Maddox, 9207. Babe, make sure you put 9207 into the algorithm. Those Black Royals are called the Moors because Freemasonry is nothing but Moorish science, denigrated into 33 degrees, when the actual science of the Moors is 720 degrees. 720 degrees. When we start getting magical, now we getting into 1080 HP, 4K, 5K. Yeah, now we're going into other spaces when it comes to the camera lens. Then, when it comes to the eye on the camera lens, then when we talking about 720, that 720, boom, that's the Moors. The Black Royals is called the Black Nobility. Now within Now, within those two right there alone is a lot of motherfucking goings ons. We're gonna say that. They the average that's the average that's your average motherfucker that live right next door to you, that's sleeping in a bed with you, that's motherfucking go to work with you. This person, you know, they're every, you know, the the foot soldiers, the foot soldiers of the shredder are everywhere. You feel me? Uh and all done to desensitize. Well, so I'm just, you know, I'm just showing people that it's not done to desensitize you. It's done to show you, hey, this is what we're doing, and look at how we put it into entertainment for you, and make it look good. Like the good guy always wins. No, them children don't really be winning. Man, them 120 children might be 100. And listen, I'm telling you, Somalia. So it is my personal opinion that Somalia and America and Somalia and Minnesota and whatever that faction is within that. What kind of billion? Are there any billionaires in Minnesota? Are there any billionaires or multimillionaires in Minnesota? If so, how many? Let's find that out, man. All right. Minnesota. See. They only got two people that run the world, bro. They only got two people that run the world, bro. The two people that run the world, bro. The niggas with the magic, right here. How y'all doing? And the niggas with the money. But the niggas with the magic can always make sure, you know, the niggas with the put the niggas with the magic first. Not the niggas with the money. The nigga with the magic first. Magic, it would bring the money. Listen, you ready? Minnesota has approximately 4 to 5 residents classified as billionaires, meaning individuals with net worth of at least $1 billion USD. Some of the known Minnesota billionaires include Glenn Taylor, owner of Taylor Corporation and former owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Lynx, net worth $2.9 billion. He trapped him out. Get him, great mother. Get him, great mother. Jeffrey Michael and family, wealth from Corvell Corporation. Man, that's who funded it, bro. I'm telling you, my intuition don't lie, bro. My hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Attention, Shakira. Wait a minute. Stanley Hubbard, media and broadcasting fortune, 1.6 billion. Martha McMillan and family, Cargill heirs, 1.4 billion. John McMillan and family, Cargill heirs, 1.3 to 1.5 billion. So around 4 to 5 individuals in Minnesota are on global billionaire list of 2025. That's who's funding these. You want to know who funding it? We just found out who funding it. Go get him, Trump. Jeffrey Michael and family, go investigate Trump. Go get him. Glenn Taylor and family, Stanley Hubbard, Martha McMillan and family, John McMillan and family. Go get them. You want to know who funded the Somalis? Huh? The tamales, the hot Somalis? Okay, wait a minute. Multi-millionaires in Minnesota. Watch out for these people. Multi-millionaire in the state isn't tracked precisely in public databases, but given the size of the economy and concentration of high net worth individuals, there are likely thousands of multi-millionaires in Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota, y'all doing too much, huh? Y'all doing all that? You got all these multimillionaires, all these motherfucking billionaires in one motherfucking state, and you trying to tell me that all these fake fraudulent daycares ain't funded by none of them? Ha, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie, and the great grand holy mother ain't having it. The great grand holy mother ain't having it, nigga. We know we not having that. We not having that. What are you talking about? Multi-millionaire account in the state isn't tracked precisely, but there are likely, they said, thousands of multimillionaires in the state of Minnesota. So there are thousands of multimillionaires in the state of Minnesota. Multimillionaires. Not no, oh, I got 4, 5,000. No, I got 10, 20, 30 million. 10 million or better is multi-millions, bro. 10 million or better, 10 M's or better. There are likely thousands of people that live in Minnesota that are thousands multimillionaire. Being in the top 1% of earners in Minnesota requires an annual income above roughly 700,000 plus, indicating significant wealth concentration among many residents. Man, I'm telling you, them Vikings in Minnesota, and they doing the dirty. Go get them, you heard me? That's all. That's all. You don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. This category includes wealthy business owners, corporate executives. Now, motherfucker about to start moving out of Minnesota. Don't move, nah, nigga. Don't move out of Minnesota. Nah. Not at the great grand. Not that it has come to our attention that you doing all, man. Nick, let's go back, Nick. Come on, Nick. We're going back, Nick. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. Why is it doing this? Wait a minute, y'all. I might got too many tabs open. Yeah, I got too many tabs open. Boom. Let's go back to here. And no, I'm sorry, y'all. We're going to this place. This place. Hey, look at my baby, y'all. Ain't that crazy? Boom. Let's go back to this place.
Where's the money going? What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on?
We're going to fast forward this bitch. Now they going in these people's streets. We're about to fast forward as they go in the streets. They talked about it. Now they going, look, now they going in the people's streets, right? And they're going to approach these people. They're going to approach these fraudulent people. So let's go.
Center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There'd be maybe like a playground or something outside, or
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building, right there.
oh, then now it looks like we already got this.
That boy said 9 years. He's never seen a single child at the building. Bro, what's going on in the world? What's really going on in the world, man? Nah, man. Nah, man. It's this thing is worse than we know, bro. This thing don't sit right with my spirit, bro, at all, on no level, bro. I can't see how we just going about milling about our day. Just milling about our day. Going to work, getting it done, just milling about our day, knowing that under our feet, above our head, around our auric field, there are people who are running complete child trafficking rings in front our noses and using them as shell corporations while illegal immigrants are the front faces and receivers of benefactors of the money. Why? Because they're transporting them children overseas to Somalia. They're transporting them children overseas to Somalia, or they're fuck that. Go with my intuition. They transporting the children, man. Somalia, we're gonna get y'all Somalia.
Molly, someone's
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No, did you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. Now we're going to the next daycare center.
The lady said, I don't know if how they run. Oh, this nigga here, man, let's go, man. Next daycare center, they run. She ran. I guarantee she's illegal. She is not legal, people. You're not about to make me believe that woman is an actual legal and went through the legal process of residency in the United States of America to become a citizen of Minnesota. No, you're not about to get me to believe that.
How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is lit.
Now, y'all don't see who paying for that? Who pay? Oh, the government paying for. Who running the government? These billionaires and multimillionaires, bro. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. See, man, listen, bruh. This is appalling. This is shocking because you hear about it. You hear about it, bro. You hear about, yeah, they doing the child trafficking. You hear about it, you hear people, but to see it being exposed in real time, and I'm talking about when I say exposed, it don't get exposed to these white folks expose it. It don't get exposed until white folks start exposing white folks and showing white folks, hey, look, this is what we be doing in our community. We about to expose this. Because black folk be exposing their community. Black folks be exposing their community. Hispanics don't really be exposing their community, and the Chinese or the Orientals, the Orientals and the Indians, they don't expose their community. But blacks and whites, we expose our community. Hey, I feel like if you want to be technical, bro, that's what it is on the checkerboard, black and white, bro. welcome to the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? This is how you got to do it. You can't just come out and raid these people because then you're gonna look like a bully in today's world. You're in today's world where you could get canceled for anything, even the president. You feel me? So what you gotta do is Trump got that money. Niggas, what Trump said, nigga, I'm a billionaire. My money long too. And I'm kicking it and I'm cooling and I'm locked in with Mr. Elon Musk, the projected first trillionaire. And we know that boy Kanye. And we kicking it with Kanye. And Lord, no, we kicking it with Kanye, and we got Candace on the ones and twos. We got Candace on the ones and twos, and now we got Nick in the trenches. We got Nick and David in the trenches. Y'all don't see this. Y'all don't see this changing of the guard. Y'all don't see this exposing of the corruption that has been plaguing our American pockets for the longest. And y'all keep saying these people are evil. Y'all keep, man, no. Why? If they so evil, then why are they exposing these frauds? If they're so evil, why are they exposing the fraud? Why they got enough courage to go out in the streets and do it and they ain't afraid? Because we living in a different age, and the age of information, and the information has to come to light that, hey, white people, y'all need to check other white people from doing this stuff right here because this don't look good. And y'all talking about the black community this and black community that. No, everybody got to get their community together. White people, get y'all community together. Hispanic people, get y'all community together. Black people, get y'all community together. All of the ethnicities, get y'all community together and stop pointing fingers at other communities, because every community has some type of flaw, some type of problem that they got to solve. All of us. So for you to be pointing a finger at either community when all communities are committing criminal acts, all of us, there's no race on the face of the planet that can say, we don't have any criminals, we don't have any dope fiends, we don't have any rapists, and we don't have any kidnappers, and we don't have any robbers. Every single one of the races got each one of those things I named. Some of it in concentration than others. But now, we know what we always overlook. We always overlook the niggas with the money. We always overlook the niggas with the money. Wait, no. I can't overlook the nigga with the money. Why? Because I'm the nigga with the magic. I'm the nigga with the magic that certain niggas with the money know that I be time traveling and know, say, hey, look, here you go. Go handle that, Cap. Go handle that, Cap. I'm on it. I'm on it. So kudos to you, Nick. Man, kudos to David. Kudos to Nick. Why? Because at the end of the day, this type of stuff not going to be happening for long. This is why it's coming to the surface. This is why it's coming to the surface now. Because we are in the age of Aquarius, and we are in the age of going into the 5D consciousness, and lies can't live in 5D. If you're a liar, you're not going to be able to make it to 5D. If you're lying to yourself, not healing your past, if you're lying to yourself, not being accountable for your life and its choices and mistakes or rewards, if you're not facing up to your fears, if you're not disciplining yourself from your bad negative habits, if you're not training your mind and programming it into abundance and prosperity, if you're not taking and learning how to properly network with individuals outside of a computer screen being the interface with how you communicate, if you're not practicing your speech and how you talk to people, if you're not practicing on bettering your character and how you present yourself to people, if you're not practicing becoming a full-blooded productive member of society, you will miss this wave that's about to hit. And it's about to be a wave of prosperity. It's about to be a wave of abundance. And those of us who have been preparing for the wave, we got our surfboard and we about to ride. We about to go surfing, surfing USA. We about to go surfing USA. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And bro, this is the thing. In order for you to be abundant, you can't live a lie. This is why these things are being exposed. Let's go, man.
Literally one block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here.
See? And they actually look at these fraudulent buildings. Why you think all of the stuff blocked out? Why? Because they hiding something, bro. And it ain't just no, oh, this is a shell to receive money from the government. Nah, it's deeper than that. Why are you receiving money from the government? What is this money being going toward? This money is going towards trafficking. Nigga. This money is going. You see it on the movies all the time. They kidnap them and then they put them on the dark web and be having them in these different scenarios like Saw. You think them horror movies is lying to you when they showing you what they do to these people, bro? Bro, nah, man. It's time for us to lift up the rug. And when we lift up this rug of America, I'm letting y'all know right now, it's not gonna be pretty. It's probably gonna make you throw up. I guarantee you, the one thing it's gonna make you do when it all hit the fan, it's gonna make you change your life. And I guarantee you, we as a consciousness will never in life, ever, ever in a trillion years, ever let this happen again. I promise you. It is literally the devil that is going to demonize you into an angel. See? That's what this is. Because coming into this knowledge and people think we're gonna react, it's gonna be some crazy reaction to the knowledge. No, it's gonna be like a blink of an eye, anodyne. It's gonna be unoffensive. It's just gonna be a matter of fact of knowing, hey, we gotta evolve just the way we do it. Check. Those of us who ready gonna do it. Those of us who not gonna, what they say in the TV show, they gonna get left behind.
Ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars.
What part y'all don't understand? How the daycare, an empty daycare center that claim it got 50 children, another empty daycare center that claim it got 40 children, getting paid getting paid every month, every year from the government, from the government in a state that has 5 billionaires and thousands. Damn, Chat GPT, why you had to? Once you know, you can't unknow. Thousands of multi-millionaires in Minnesota. If you won't live in Minnesota and be amongst that 1%, you got to be making at least $700,000 a year. That's that minimum. What? Huh? What are these rich white people doing in Minnesota? These rich individuals in Minnesota, what are y'all doing, bro? Because we see that y'all got a whole bunch of scamming, fraudulent, and I don't call it fraud. I'm calling it what it is. I'm calling it complete Complete, utterly disgusting criminal behavior. Complete criminals, man. This is beyond criminal. This is okay. No, what are you doing this for? Why would you do such a thing? There's a reason. There's a method to the madness that's going on. You can't tell me they just doing that so that they can steal money. And we stealing money from the government, and this is how we stealing money from the government, and we running fraud. Because if that was the case, if that was the case, there would be some type of front on the end of actually having children in some of the daycares. If y'all was just doing it for the money and y'all was frauding the government, y'all really make everybody buy into the fraud by actually having people at the daycare. But because there are no children at the daycares, not one, and because all of the daycares are governed by illegal immigrant Somalians, and because these illegal immigrant Somalians in these fake buildings are getting checks from the constituent parties of the Minnesota government, and it just so happened that all these multimillionaires and billionaires live in the state of Minnesota. Putting those pieces of the puzzle together, we can likely assume that these multimillionaires and these billionaires in the state of Minnesota are running a child trafficking ring. Why? Because of all the things to be a front for a business, or why did it have to be a daycare center? You could have had a tire station. You could have had a front for a tire station. But guess what? Tire stations don't get government funding. It had to be something that gets government funding. What better than to put a decoy daycare up? What? A decoy daycare? Nah, that's something deeper than that. That's something deeper than that. And it's listed, wow, oh, this one got 120 children, no kids. This one got 80 children, no children. This one got 40 children, no children. This one got 90 children, no children. This one isn't closed. This one is closed, but they all claim they got 90 children apiece, and both of them are directly adjacent from each other, literally 20 feet across from one another. No, man, this is something bigger. This is something deeper. The TV show Fargo is based in Minnesota. Hey, I never seen that TV show, but you know, the Vikings is up to something, bro. The Vikings is up to something, man.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak?
That black and white stripe. Look at that black and
I
white
would like
stripe.
to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
No,
Joey, not little Joey. Not little Joey. Bro, they're all in on it, from the city to the state, from the city to the state to the country. It's not a country, it's a corporation. Remember that. America is not a country. America is a. Look at the root word of country. I'm about to hit you up right now. About to hit you up how we're the most. Listen, look at the root word of country. What is the root word of country? Can anybody, somebody in the chat, put the root word of country in the chat so that we can learn a lesson real quick before we keep going. While we keep going.
we're going to Sweet Angel Childcare.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which has its license for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I tried to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son.
Look at this. The root word of country. No, man. Y'all missed it. See, that's what I'm saying. Dang it. All right. So the root word of country is COUNT. Count. Like Count Dracula, Count Viscount, right? Bank account, count Remember, account, country. Countries are literal corporations, and the citizens are the literal employees of the corporation. Y'all call it country and citizen, but it's actually corporation and employee. Once you understand that you are an employee of the United States, now you understand why you have to work. Once you understand that you are an employee of the United States, now you understand why you have to go to work, because you are an employee of the United States. See? But understand that, what does that mean? If the root word of country is count, what does that mean? First and foremost, they counting us like cattle. They counting and numbering us. Come on, they got a whole thing. They got a whole system of how you think they get these statistics. They count us and they number us and they survey us and they experiment on us. And then they take, after the experiment, they take another count. And then we got to vote. That's another count, right? We got to do voting. That's another count. We got to go to school to learn this old frivolous ass math. That's another count. We got to go to school to learn these old frivolous, things. That's another count. We got to understand that a country is an actual corporation, and the count are the employees. The counts are the employees. How many employees you got? How many employees you got? That's a flex. How many employees you got? How many? And are you treating your employees great? If you treat your employees great, your employees will treat your company great. So understand that America is a corporation, and you are a corporeal being. You are a corporeal being, man. You are a spirit being inside of this corporate body. See? But understand that if you don't put these pieces of the puzzle together, you'll never see that these people are running scams right in front of your face every day.
Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey. Is this your daycare center?
No, it's not. What's up?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare.
Look, we're gonna fast forward. And if you fast forward, look at her, boom. If you fast forward, you'll see how, he's going to different spots. He's going to different spots, and he's look at this dude right here. Boom. He interviewed. Let's see what he said to a citizen. He got a citizen, and he interviewing a
For $9
citizen.
million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away?
Wait a
Where are the
minute.
children? This is state.
Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? Did they run away? Where's children? David, the Star of David just asked you, where's children? Were they kidnapped? Did they run away? Why? Well, I think his intuition and me and his intuition is like kind of sinking on some shit, because that's the same thing I thought, man. Where are the children? How you got this count for these children, but these children are not here? Where are the children? And this is what we got to do. We got to lift up this underbelly. And I guarantee you, when we lift up this underbelly, it's going to be an underbelly full of nothing but completely mistreated children, bro. That's the reason why America crazy right now. That's the reason why most people in America are crazy right now, because most people in America have been dealt a dirty hand as a child. And when you deal a child a dirty hand, guess what happens? The motherfucker becomes the dirty hand. Like you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it gets crazy. It goes on, and these people go through daycare after daycare after daycare after daycare after daycare after daycare. All of them are fraudulent, bro. Let's go. Let's see what they're talking about.
Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
So who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I don't see anybody.
We're going to educate you on something. So, what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None, not at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million, last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right?
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
I don't know.
And so, you've never seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving $1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's the federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that's the federal offense. I know I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Oh, but heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this.
Tim Walz. Tim Walz, you are the governor of Minnesota, and you know that you letting them rich people buy you. Stop playing. Stop playing. Tim Walz, you know them rich people them rich billionaires and millionaires in Minnesota done bought your political ass, boy. You know, ice, baby. Doom 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Vanilla ice, baby. You need to go get all of the immigrants. You said 99 children. Where's the children? Where are the children in Minnesota? You know, Minnesota, all them little spots. Minnesota, Ohio, you know, all them different little spots. Yeah, man, they turning up with the trafficking, bro. They turning up with the moving and grooving of the little people, bro. For sure. They're going in on it. And it's time for that to stop. Yep, the time is up. Somebody said time up for that. Yeah, man, the time is up. The time is up. And what say ye, man? What else y'all want to talk about? We can talk about something else, or I can get up off here. We can talk about something else. It don't matter. I'm going to give y'all a little matter of fact. Let me make sure I hit a commercial break real quick before we get into these next topics or whatever y'all want to do. You feel me? Let's get it. She is the great grand holy mother of all divine. She is the great grand holy mother of all divine. Source of all gods, guide our lives. You are the great grand holy mother of all divine. She is the great grand holy mother of all divine. You are the great grand holy mother of all divine. Source of all gods, guide our lives. In the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine. Sara, Ishandro Boshetaya, Ishandro Boshetaya, Somebody said, she said, I asked Yah is the devil. Please go get my book, The Black Cube Codex, Saturn Exposed, Sovereignty Restored, and see how Yah is actually just Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture. We learn, and why would they teach us about Roman gods in school? We go to school, right? And when we go to school, we learn about Mercury, Venus. Mercury is a Roman god. Venus is a Roman god. Earth is a Roman god called Gaia, right? Earth. Who else? Mars is a Roman god. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto are all Roman deities. So you did not go to school to learn about planets. You literally were programmed to digest and learn the Roman deities. These Roman deities were spliced from Greek deities and Greek and Latin deities, and these Greek and Latin deities were spliced from Egyptian deities, and you know the story. Yah means, but remember, Yah means yes too. But when you're talking about Yah, you're referring to Yahweh or Yahweh or Yeshua or Yahweh Shai. He goes by many names, but it's nothing but the old ancient Egyptian god Set in disguise. And he goes by the Romans call him Saturn. The Christians call him Satan. The Muslims call him Allah. The Hindus call him Brahma. The Buddhists call him Buddha. Other Christians call the Judaists call the Judaism people. They call him Tetragrammaton. Back in the ancient days, he was known as Kronos. Back in the ancient days, he was known as Thor and Odin. And remember, just think of it as Nutty Professor. Eddie Murphy played every single part in Nutty Professor. That's Saturn in a nutshell. So, yeah, man, it's all just different forms of Saturn consciousness, mind control going on, and y'all got to break free from that. Period. Yeah, are you saying there is no him or he? I'm saying that all hims and he's are nothing but a mutation, representation, and a reflection. Now I'm gonna say nothing but because we are very important. We are very important. If you don't know if you don't look in a mirror, you don't know how you look, right? Um, I'm going to say that there is no he without she. There is no him without her. Him comes from her, not the other way around. We were taught that women came from men's ribs, but this is biologically unsound because the biology shows, if y'all want to get into the biology of a thing real quick, dang it, where is the I had some, man, some cold-blooded shit that showed the biology of the male and female anatomy of the chromosome, the male and female chromosome, bro. Fuck, it was lit too. But it shows the male and female chromosome, and it shows how the female chromosome is roughly 3 to 5 times larger than the male Y chromosome, because the female carries the X chromosome. So if men birth females from their ribs, then why don't men have the dominant gene? And dominance in nature is always about what, y'all? Size. It's the biggest lion that's going to be the king of the jungle. It's the biggest bear that's going to have his way in the forest. It's the biggest tiger that's going to have his eye in the jungle. You feel me? It's the biggest elephant, the biggest mountain, the biggest this. Everybody focused on doing it the biggest. Why? Because Mother Nature shows you that she is ginormous. You can't count her. She is big. She's not big, she's great. So it shows you that Mother Nature likes it big. Okay? So if we are getting into the layers of this thing, we got to understand that us not doing it big is really one of the main things that keep us from abundance. We're afraid to do it big. We're afraid to dream big. We're afraid to take it. We're afraid to take and face our fears. We're afraid to discipline ourselves, because then we will have to do what we haven't done. And that's what? Take accountability and take responsibility. Like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, share, save, like. Salute, fam, and peace to the chat. What's good, RTW? And so when you analyze this, You know, when we get into these things, right, you'll see that every single thing we do, pick a page, any page. We're gonna take a reading out of the Black Cube Codex. Pick a page, any page, pick a page 1 through 180. 1 through 180. 1 through 180. Pick a page and we're gonna read. Somebody says 63. 63. Boom. We're going to 63 right quick. Boom. 63. Oh, didn't I? Oh, somebody said 42. We're gonna get into the 42. Look, check it out. Boom. All right. Driver's license equals Saturn's movement permit. A driver's license is a legal ritual ID issued by the state containing your name, your face, your birthday, and your signature, required to move freely within the system. You can't drive without it because Saturn's system doesn't reward sovereign motion. It demands certified movement. Every time you present your license, you declare, I agree to be a numbered unit moving in the grid by your rules. Number 5, commutes, modern day pilgrimages to the cube. You wake up, you get in your cube shaped car, you follow the lines, you stop when you're told at the stop signs and the stoplights, you go when you're told at the green lights and the other signs, you arrive at a larger cube, i.e., office, job site, intuition. The daily commute is a ritual journey, right? Your starting point, aka the cube, movement through the grid, Saturn's mazes, y'all call them streets and highways and byways, right? Arrival at destinations of the cube, energetic offering sites, and you're not driving. Listen, you're not driving, you're performing a ritual. Traffic jams equals ritual energy stagnation. Ever wonder why traffic jams happen with no visible cause? Delays feel spiritually heavy. People act aggressively or mindlessly in traffic. It's because Saturn uses gridlock as a soul compression mechanism. Your creative force is trapped. Your emotional charge builds. Your movement is restricted. This energy feeds the grid. Who else? Somebody said 42. That number of the universe, man. System number 3, marriage. The ring, the box, and the diamond cage. You think it's a celebration, but it's a contract sealed with a ring delivered in a cube. Marriage, as it exists in modern culture, is not simply a union of love. It is a ritual binding created by Saturn's system to compress, control, and contract the soul through symbolism, oaths, and geometric containment. Let's decode every aspect of the marriage ritual. The ring box, the black cube altar. The ring box equals the black cube altar. The ceremony begins before the ceremony with a proposal. The man kneels, aka submits, and opens a small black box. That box is a cube. It is often black Saturn's sacred color. Remember that. Contains the symbol of the contract, aka the ring. This isn't a romantic gesture. It's a miniature Saturnian altar. Opening the ring box is opening the gate of binding. This is why when you niggas get married, this is when they call marriage the old ball and chain. Think about that. Why would they call marriage the old ball and chain? The old ball and chain represents Saturn. Go look it up. Saturn represents the old ball and chain. Boom. You'll see. When you go and get married, you're not getting married, you're going to get locked into the Saturnian grid. That's why 50% of them all end in divorce. And the other 50% that didn't end in divorce really is just monogamous slavery. Right? Boom. Here we go. This isn't a romantic gesture. It's a miniature Saturnian altar. Opening the ring box is opening the gate of binding. It's the same form as the Kaaba in Mecca. The Kaaba in Mecca is a black cube box. The black cube of Tefillin, the Tefillin, the black cubes, that's the black cubes that the Judaizers and the Jews wear on their forehead. The courtroom bench, all right, in the courtroom, in the courtroom, the judge is wearing that all black cube, and as well as the coffin. We know the coffin is a ritual cube as well, right? The ritual begins in the cube. The energy is sealed in the ring. The ring equals Saturn's loop of time and bondage. The ring, circular, no beginning, no end, eternal repetition. This is a great Grand Holy Mother plagiarism, right? The metal is the conductor of energy, worn on the fourth finger because Saturn is actually the fourth in line when it comes to inheriting the throne. And also represent the four elements and the number four, Fantastic Four, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. You can go 444 all day when it comes to Saturn. And then remember, four is the number of Yahweh. That's why his number is, that's why his name is YHWH, 4 letters. The circle of Saturn's signature, repetition, cycles, orbits, karma. The ring signifies binding, not unity. Wearing it seals the contract, similar to the ring of power in The Lord of the Rings. The ring is not a gift of love, it's a badge of submission to the Saturn's marital system. In Saturn's mythology, rings equal limitation, orbits equal imprisonment, loops equal repetition of unlearned lessons. The wedding ring is a spiritual shackle disguised as commitment. 102, and we done. You ready? Let's go. 102. Oh, let me see. We're gonna kick it at 101 because it's a kick it at 101 because it starts right here. System 15, the pool table. Earth's game symbolism and karmic collisions. Every game of pool is a ritual. The green felt is Earth. The green felt on the pool table is Earth. The balls are souls. The Dragon Balls. That's awesome. Listen, the Q is karma. Now, when I wrote this, think about this. When I wrote this, just think about the state of mind the nigga had to be in when this was written. The game of billiards, here we go. This is why I put the pieces of the puzzle together. Ready? The game of billiards or pool might seem harmless, a bar game, a skill-based pastime. But like all systems in Saturn's matrix, it's built on sacred geometry, spiritual metaphor, and ritualized energy movement. The pool table is a microcosmic altar representing Earth's grid and reincarnation, karmic impact, controlled collisions of light bodies. Let's decode it all. The table, number one, is the table, the earth plane as a ritual field. Okay, that's the pool table, earth plane as a ritual field. The pool table is rectangular, cube-based, a six-pocketed Saturn. Remember, 6 is Saturn's number 2. Remember, that's why they throw up the 6. So it got 6 pockets on the cube table. A cube has 6 sides. Coincidence? Covered in green felt, earth symbol, money, and heart chakra. Lined with rails, aka that's the containment. The player stands above the table as the controller while the balls exist in reaction mode. This mirrors the divine soul, you, forgetting its place, becoming a ball in motion inside of Saturn's earth field, bouncing off boundaries until finally sunk into a pocket, aka death or a recycling. The balls equal soul archetypes and karma nodes. Cue ball is the white ball. Neutral karma or soul spark. The solid colors equals fixed identity states. The stripes equals duality roles, split light. The 8 ball, black, equals final death, hidden trap, ultimate Saturn symbol. And it's the 8 ball, remember that. Each ball moves only when struck, cannot act on its own, collides, reacts, or is removed, pocketed. This is a metaphor for programmed souls in Earth's school. You move only in reaction from outside force through karma and not reaction. Through karma and not creation. Don't talk about the cue stick and the collisions. See? Everything. Oh, somebody picked 102. That was 102, huh? That was 102, I believe, right? Yeah, that was 102. So there you go, man. Reading from the Black Cube Codex, man. Everything is sad. Everything. I don't care. Your couch. Look at your go and look at your light. When you go, why is everything square? Why is everything binary code too? If you look in your house right now, everything is actually disguised binary code. If you go and look at your light, you'll see these screws, that's the zeros. Then you see the light switch, that's the one. And that 0 and that 1 is encased in a what? In a square. So we are literally zeros and ones encased into a cube. And go into your plug. If you go to your plug, look at your plug. I'm plug, everything about the plug. When we go look at the plug is number one, a square, which represents the cube. Number two, it has two ones, a one right here and a one right here, and below the one you have a 0. So it's a 110 encased in a square. Look at your plug right now. When you go, if you have stairs, look at your stairs. Your stairs has a railing. That rail is a 1. The steps are 1s. You get into the door, aka the square, and the square has a what? A 0 called a knob, and that 0 is the knob. Everything is 0s and 1s encased into a cube. No matter if you go for your blinds, and you look at your blinds, like my blind, you got a rod, that's a 1. You got the little blinds, that's 1s, right? The rod is actually cylindrical, that's the 0. Look at your lights, got 0 on the lights, but the roof is a square, but there are 0s in the lights. See? It's all by design of Saturn, bro. Don't never forget it. Never forget it. All right. So until next time, man. If y'all want free consultation on how to get into any of my programs or what programs I have to offer, make sure that you hit me up. If you want to see all of the other things, visit my website, chakradoctor.xyz. And until next time, you already know we about to get it in.